Welcome back to Watcher of Realms. We're going to do some damage testing on a rare hero, the hero you start the game with. It's like your Kale for Raid Shadow Legends or your Lapis for Summoner's War. The one they give you that you should definitely level up. And we're going to do damage testing versus him as a rare, which you start with because I'm able to 6-star a lot of heroes right now. And I wanted to do this damage testing while they're at 5-star because I'm not going to have enough resources to take everything to 6-star right now. But this guy is absolutely amazing. He doesn't look as cool as a lot of these other champions, but you know how it is. Once a champion is really powerful, you start using it, they are awesome. This rare can do a lot of AoE damage, so I took him into a plain map that just has a lot of units coming at us. So when you see this map, it's not like one of those intricate maps that you have going through the campaign or even other maps that we do. This is a very basic because I wanted to get damage numbers or at least see how quickly we can finish this campaign mode to compare it to other units, right? To compare it to all these other units. And Shark King is just absolutely, this guy's a beast. He's an absolute beast. I'll take him to 6-star and we'll see what kind of additional damage he can do. I did compare this rare to epics and one legendary. So I compared it to this epic, which this guy's a badass. This epic, I think, the Shark King, yes, to this guy, which we just got. If you're able to play the event, you were able to pick him up in the shop for the event. So I did him as well. He was doing some AoE damage. Although I think his attack speed is lacking. We'll see. We'll see as we do the testing. You'll see what we've got. I did this one, which is another epic. So always epics. I didn't do any of these other rares. It was always competing with other epics with the Flash Lord. Because this is, I feel like you should take him to 6-star. You should definitely take him to 5-star right away. He's your starting hero and he's well worth it, especially compared to all the other rares. We'll see. I'll still be working on all the other rares to bring them up and see what kind of damage they can do. What I did was I took this gear that's on him right now and I put it on all the other heroes that we're testing. Same exact gear. And then for an artifact, I didn't put an artifact on anyone because a lot of artifacts increase your crit rate by 5% or they trigger a special ability, especially these stronger artifacts. So I didn't want to put anything on that would give us a 10% chance to do additional damage and kind of throw off our numbers. You can see here with the gear we have on, we've got a 0% chance to crit from the gear, but if we have enough awakening, you get 5% chance additional to crit on some of these heroes. And all the epics that I tested, I did them with the first awakening on all of the epics because we do get a little bit of increase. Now, obviously, this guy's awakened all the way because it's easier to get multiple copies of a rare to awaken it and much harder to get multiple copies of a legendary or an epic. Not too hard for the epics. Plus, we do have resources in the game that you use instead of actual copy. We have these right here that you get fairly often from events. So you can always use that to do that first rank because it does increase our abilities here. This one does a freeze. I mean, the Shark King, he's pretty massive. What I did is I first rolled them in the same stage over and over with a full party. And I looked at the damage numbers. I don't think it worked out well because I was changing around gear so much. The party that they were with could be doing more damage or less damage, and then it makes it look like this person's doing more damage. What I ultimately did is took them to a stage, a lower level stage. Like I said, this plain stage that just has waves and waves of monsters coming at us, and I let them fight the waves of monster, and there's a wall before they get to our tower. It's tower defense. There's a wall before they get there to take it down, and you can see the HP level on that wall. And you'll be able to tell what kind of damage we're doing. I mean, really tell the damage from that. On to the first one. This is the Straw Man, is what I call him. That's not his name. He's like a Halloween guy with a familiar, does single target damage, and then does really good AoE damage as well. You can see the HP of the wall right here going down as these units are attacking it. This guy isn't maxed out. He's an epic, so I don't have him completely maxed out for his skills because you need a special resource once you do so many upgrades on those skills. So he's missing some damage. He's missing the ability to do AoE damage every 3 attacks instead of every 4 attacks because he'll summon this straw minion that will explode on contact with the enemy. And then his ultimate ability, you see him fire off all that fire damage. I think this guy can do a lot of damage, especially more so single target than AoE. And you can tell by the damage that's on the wall. Like he's not doing a crazy amount of AoE damage. He's getting in single target damage, and he is a caster. Keep in mind in this game, if you are a ranger, you're going to do more damage to aerial units, 20% more. If you're a mage like this guy, you're going to do 20% more damage to either ground units or armored ground units. I can't remember. Same thing though, he's just like the Arc Lord. So they're each at the same advantage. But look, the wall. The wall's almost dead. Completely. Same gear that we're going to see on the Arc Lord. All right, Arc Lord, right now, we've got a lot of other units to show after this, along with the Legendary. Now, the Arc Lord, I hope I'm calling him by his correct name. Flash Lord. The Flash Lord will do additional attacks on his main ability. So they bounce around. You see all that? And it's not lowered. It's actually the same damage, which is really surprising. He's got a chance to even hit more units. And then when he does his ultimate ability, will hit everybody in that square. You see it like pulsating, that big square he has out. And the mages really get these ultimate abilities up quick. That doesn't mean we can't get them faster with some other units you're going to see. I also put in that melee ground unit, which you're going to see in a minute as well. But naturally, they get their ultimate up very quickly. And you can see he's just burning them down. And he is getting an advantage on ground units, just like mages get, because you can see the color of the damage. So you see that that's an increased damage. He's just killing it. I mean, the wall was dead on the first one, and then now it's above half-life. So damage-wise, I don't know, a crazy amount more damage, amount of damage more than the guy we just saw, the epic we just saw. Now, if you are playing that epic out there and you have him maxed out, we don't have multiple copies of him. It will augment his skills later on. I'm not saying they can't be good if we have them fully maxed out or even better than our Flash Lord, but right now the Flash Lord is killing it. This guy you get from the event. This is one that the pirate event that we have going on for the legendary that we can summon. This is the epic we can get for free, and this epic does AoE ground damage. He does 50% less damage, I believe, to aerial units, and I feel like his attack is slow. I mean, it looks nice when it's pulsating. His ultimate looks cool too because he does this big fissure that does AoE damage in a line. I just feel like this guy is lacking something. There it is. There's the ground fissure doing damage. It's pulsating. It's getting that damage in there. Maybe if I had multiple copies of him maxed out along with all of his skills maxed out, let me go over to him right here. It would really increase what we're doing. We're 4 out of 5 for his ultimate. So his ultimate, we can add 5% more damage. I'm 2 of 4 for his increased damage by 40% to targets whose HP is less than 50%. So we could get 10% more damage if they're less than 50%. But I mean, good AoE damage, better than the first one. The wall was under 50% though. So Flash Lord still killing it. This is a legendary that I got a multiple copy of, and I didn't really want to. I'm actually not big on this legendary. I don't feel like this legendary. She does do 20% additional damage to aerial units. I just feel like there's something wrong with this legendary, or maybe where it says bombs, there's something written in her abilities. Since she's a legendary, she has 4 main abilities or multiple passives. And it says that when detonating multiple bombs, increase blast damage to 20% and blast radius at the same time. Now, I don't have her maxed out, but I did get 1 copy of her, so we did increase her damage a bit on her main ability, the spinning or her ultimate. Spin fire blade duration plus 5 seconds. That will add to a lot of damage, but she's just not doing it. I mean, the wall is going down. Sure, if these were all aerial units, she'd be doing 20% additional damage to them. I understand that, but still, I was worried the boss here was going to go past the wall, and we're on a low stage to where I could do testing. I don't know. I've just never been big on her. I feel like a lot of other epic archers, marksmen that do damage to aerial units are way better than her. Okay, here's another epic I really like. This guy is awesome. When we do his ultimate, he'll take that big axe, he'll split it into 2, and he'll just go crazy. And when he's attacked, he gets a chance to do this AoE ability. So he does have single target, and he does have AoE. And when he does that single target, when he does his ultimate, like right now, he does good damage. I mean, really good damage. And it looks like as long as somebody comes up and touches him, he's got a chance to proc that AoE ability. He's doing okay, right? The wall's just fine. I think the wall is going to be better or the same as that new AoE unit that we had for the event. And it's all due to him being attacked. But that's what you do with these ground units. You put them in the way of the enemies to block it up, and they're going to be attacked. He's going crazy. He's wild. He's a wild man. I like him. I've been using him quite a bit. I think he does a lot of damage. I think he does really good damage on the dragon boss for the guild boss. and anywhere I need to put him to block up a hole and get, as long as you have a healer, because he's not tanking it, right? He's not the tank class. He's the melee DPS class. Okay, the wall's going down quite a bit, but we took care of the boss. Better than the first guy. Not as good as the Flash Lord. Not as good as Chavez. The event, we'll just say the AoE event guy that we had, the big AoE ground. I got to get these names. I got to get these names down. I feel like a noob. Okay, we didn't get to see the Shark King. This is the Shark King's one, and it is super small because I wanted to compare it to everybody else. It's sad that we don't have the Shark King in big. Now I feel like a real noob. All right, let's jump forward. The reason why I have it small is because I had everybody on screen here. He's up on the top left right here. You can't really see, but he's the top left one, and the wall is just above 50%. And then if you go to the middle here, this is the legendary that we had, and the wall is dead. The top right is our Flash Lord, and he has the wall at 50% or right above it. Almost the same as the Shark King, I guess. I think better than the Shark King on the far left, top left. And then if you look at the bottom left, we've got, who is that? Oh, that's the caster mage, the Halloween looking kind of guy, and the wall is dead. And then the middle is the one for the event that was doing those big AoE ground effects and the fissures. It is under 50%. And then this one is with our sweet ass barbarian doing damage, and he's well under 50%, maybe at like 35%. So you can tell the only one that actually kept up with the Flash Lord, the rare that we start the game with, is the Shark King. The Shark King's a badass. And this middle legendary, Nyx, I don't know what's up with her. I'm really disappointed with her. I guess, you know, you guys let me know in the community. I'll ask the devs. I'll find out what's going on with her. Maybe they'll boost her up and make her stronger, or this isn't the place for her. She's for the aerial units, but even with 20% additional damage, that's not going to cut it. No, it won't. It won't cut it at all. And the Halloween guy on the bottom left, I'm sure he can do some more damage once we get, because I know a lot of people use him, and I think he can do some serious burst damage. Because there's units for burst damage, there's units for AoE, there's units for armored, for flying. There's a lot of different units for slowing people down. It's what makes the game great. That's all I've got, everybody. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you all in a video soon.